Welcome back to the Kingdom Truth, and my name is Pastor G. Now, a lot of us and each one of us have been under pressure. You've been under pressure to either deliver, to either have a timeline that you needed to give something its priority. And that is how life is. And life works under pressure, and everyone, whatsoever status, whatsoever position you're in, there is a pressure, the kind of pressure that you are in. And for you to deliver, you need to submit to that pressure in one way or the other. Now, today allow me to take you to the book of Matthew chapter number 26 from verse 34 going down, where Jesus is yet to complete his mission and his assignment on earth. And at this point, Jesus feels a little bit kind of pressure, and he wants an assurance. He wants to feel like, yes, I'm in this position, but I'm going to overcome this. And he takes his disciples up to the mountain to pray, and he goes to Gethsemane where he needs to pray. And he selects 3 of his disciples to go up with them. Now, look at this. Jesus is God, number 1, and he is 100% human. And from the God's perspective, he has the power and the endurance to go through that pressure, but the human part of it comes in his life. And now let me take you and define to you that Gethsemane was a place of pressure. It was a place where he needed to be sustained and to be empowered for him to deliver the assignment that he had come to do. We all know that Jesus came to save us and give us life in abundance through his death on the cross. But let's put that aside and look at this. When you are under pressure, how do you overcome this pressure? What do we learn from the life of Jesus for him to overcome this pressure that was ahead of him? This kind of anxiety that was ahead of him. He knew what was coming ahead of him, but how did he overcome, and how can we learn from him so that we can overcome this kind of pressure? Number 1, in life, when you are under pressure, make sure that in that pressure, you select your prayer partners. Have people who will watch and give you the strength to go. When Jesus selects Peter, John, and James going up, he needed people that would assure him, but not really that they would give them that assurance because he needed assurance from God, but he needed people who surrounded him. He needed few in his circle. How many people do you have in your circle that when you are under pressure and you feel like you're giving up, you feel like whatever assignment is ahead of you cannot accomplish it? How many of them will pray and stand with you in prayer? You need people who will help you overcome the pressure that is ahead of you. Number 2, you need to soak yourself into prayers. Now, when pressure comes, there's so many ideas that comes. And fear is defined into 2 things. Either face everything and overcome, or fear run as fast as possible so that you leave everything. But look, here Jesus goes into the mountain. He is God, yes, but he goes to pray. He goes to seek the will of God. He goes to seek the assurance from his Father. You need an assurance from God, but you need to seek it in prayer. A lot of people want to use their own mindset to overcome the pressures that come with life. And number 3, which is the last thing that you need to do, number 3 is that surrender the power that you have. We are all empowered in different ways, but when the pressure is overwhelming you, number 1, surrender the power. And what kind of power am I speaking about here? Surrender your pride to God. Surrender all the monies you think can solve your problem. Surrender all the stubbornness before God and just tell him, let your will be done in this. Not my will, but your will. Look, Jesus goes to the Father and says, if it were my will, this cup would have passed. But because it is your will, I let it happen. Now, let the will of God happen in your life. And when you let the will of God happening in your life, it means that you have surrendered all the power that you have. You become powerless. You become a broken vessel, so that after that, you'll be empowered to do what you're supposed to do. And this is the Kingdom Truth. Till next time, my name is Pastor G.